So for this week, for my vocabulary activity, I decided that I was going to model memory game. This activity can be done if you're a tutoring student. It can be done in the classroom, whether it's in partners or in small groups. Either works. The game is super flexible and you're able to manipulate it how you want it to see fit into your classroom. And I think that it's a really good game that we can play with our students for vocabulary words, just because there are so many different ways that you're able to change the cards to make it what you want. So for example, just say like our vocabulary word is apple. You could have like one card have the word apple on it and then have a picture of the apple right there. So then they're trying to find what the apple word and then the picture of the apple. Or you could have like a word on the one card and then have a definition of that word on the other one. And that might be a little bit more difficult, but it would still be good for students because then they're able to make the connection of what the definition to the word means, instead of just saying that, oh, the definition of water is a beverage that we drink, that they're not just remembering like beverage and water go together, that they're actually paying attention, because if they get the definition, they have to find what the word is. Another way that they could play the game, and this is a little bit simpler, is just having a picture with what the vocabulary word is and then having that same exact card somewhere else in the stack. And so that's just making sure that you are putting two and two together, like that is the vocabulary word that we are working on for that week. And then finally, just like the picture to picture, it could be just word to word. There doesn't have to be pictures involved, but it could be beneficial to see a visual of the certain vocabulary word that they are working on, especially with the memory game. And so how this game would work, just like any other memory game, is that you would have a partner or a small group and you would take turns flipping cards over for purposes of this activity, because instead of like writing out what the vocabulary words and their definitions, I just wrote the numbers on and then like that. And so how this game would work is one person would go first, they would pick a card and they would read it 3, and then they would have to find the other card that matched. So like if I were to pick this one and it's a 1, then I would put both of these cards back and then the next person would go. However, if I were to pick 10 and then I found the match, which is 10, then I get to take these cards from the pile, or from the whole group of cards, and then I would keep those for myself to see who like wins the game. The whole point of this is to just get the students being able to be interacting with each other, because it's no fun just to sit there and like listen to a teacher talk about vocabulary words, and doing is much more beneficial to learn than to just listen. And so another good thing about this activity is that it's more peer evaluation instead of just having the teacher being like, oh, that's wrong, that's not right. Because if like, say I was like, oh, 1, and then I thought that this was like these two cards went together, then your partner could be like, nope, that's not right, and they would move on to the next one. So yeah.